So, last time I talked to you guys was the video that explained my first trimester, weeks 6 through 9. Gonna be honest, didn't do a lot of videotaping after week 9. Pretty much all the way up until week 13, I was sick as a dog every day. So, hardly any energy, no strength to do anything. Pretty much just trying to get through a work day and was in the bed the majority of the time. So though I didn't do a lot of video recording, I was in the bed a lot. So I had the opportunity to create a birthing plan and a checklist just to make sure that I had all my ducks in a row when it came to what we needed for the day of labor and exactly what my plan was, so that all of my doctors could know exactly what I wanted and what I didn't want. So I'm also going to share some clips of that as well. Of course, it's a work in progress, so up until labor, there may be things that I add or things that I remove. But right now, this is what I have so far. So here's my drafted birthing plan. There are a lot of templates online. This is pretty much one that I found that I liked, so I went with it. It gives detail on the type of birth, which I'll talk to you more about later in the video. Any previous pregnancies that I had, what I want during labor and delivery, things that I did not want during labor and delivery, including any pain medication and things of that nature, what type of delivery that I would like. And then on the next page, I had more information on what should happen in case of an emergency. Just wanted to be as detailed as possible, even considering all of the contingencies. So, up until week 13, there really wasn't a lot going on. Week 13, we got to visit our OB, which was the doctor who assisted us in conception. And we had our first official ultrasound, confirmation ultrasound. Now, if you guys can remember, I was a little antsy and couldn't wait on this appointment, so we had an ultrasound done a couple weeks prior at week 8 at a private company, and that I shown in the last video. So you haven't checked that out, you should go back and check that out now. This one was with our OB, our infertility specialist, and it was again a confirmation of pregnancy. They did the ultrasound, and we got to see the baby moving a little bit, and the baby was a little bit more clear in this picture since we were further along. So I'm going to insert clips now so that you could see how that ultrasound went.
Hey, mama. Hey. What's going on? The faithful ginger ale here on the side. It's not really ginger ale, just whatever. Yeah. Yeah. So this is us at the OBGYN getting our technically first ultrasound of baby Cece. We don't even know baby Cece.
Thank you. Seeing my baby wiggle around and dancing is definitely a special moment. I'm telling you, moments to remember. I'm so glad that we got to capture that on video. But anyway, after the confirmation ultrasound at the OB, they pretty much wanted to set up another appointment for me to come back in about a few weeks to do blood tests for genetic testing, things of that nature. Pretty much, it was me officially establishing myself as a patient there, and I would be delivering at their hospital, which was right down the street from the office. So, hubby and I went back to the house and we had a discussion on exactly what we wanted for the birth. So, after educating ourselves on the options of birth and things that we wanted to happen after birth, the type of environment that I wanted to create, the things that I wanted to happen after the baby was born, etc., etc., we decided that we would have a water birth. And there are certain hospitals that have water tubs inside of the hospital in a hospital setting to allow for water birth or water labor. But I wanted it in a more homey type atmosphere. So I decided to go searching for a birthing center. So that's pretty much what I did. After doing some research, we had a little dilemma. There isn't a lot of birthing centers in the state of North Carolina at all. So the nearest birthing center to me was about 45 minutes away from me. And that was going towards the Raleigh area in Chapel Hill. I looked at their reviews. I saw that they were connected to a very prestigious hospital and they supported a lot of the things that I wanted within my labor and delivery process, including skin to skin, the baby staying with you after the birth, holding off on the first baths, even the lotus birth. They were all in support of. So I decided to give them a call, made sure that they accepted my insurance, and established myself as a patient there. So I was really excited. Things were really going in the right direction. I got lucky. The only con was they were a little far. So I just knew that I needed to make sure that once I started to contract, I made sure that I tracked my contractions so I knew exactly when to leave the house to make it to the birthing center on time. So after a couple weeks, I believe it was week 15, I had my first visit to the birthing center. They're very hands off, not really a lot of touching going on when it comes to the pregnancy. They checked the baby's heartbeat. Of course, that was completely fine. I think it was about 150. I'll put a clip in now.
It's nice and healthy. So it's right at like 150, which is good for a baby. A baby should be like 110 to 160.
Now, is it true that they, what they say about the gender and the heart rates being just a little bit faster than the other?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
In addition to checking the baby's heartbeat, what you guys did not see was me getting blood drawn so I can go ahead and get the genetic testing and the carrier test. So the genetic testing would actually tell me the gender of the baby and to make sure that there was no genetic issues going on, Down syndrome, things of that nature with the baby. And I also received a carrier test as well to see if I was a carrier of anything that I may give to the baby. So I had those two tests done, and we also took a tour of the birthing center. I really fell in love with it. The rooms were so homey. They had this big king size bed, a humongous tub inside of the room. We talked about lighting, the whole ambiance, having music playing, positive affirmations, being placed on the walls, things of that nature, pretty much just to create the environment that I wanted for labor. And I was excited about it. So we left very confident in our decision and went and moved forward with that birthing center option. So we sat back and just waited for the test results, hoping and praying that everything was okay. So now we are at week 19 and we finally have the results back from the genetic and carrier tests that were done in my first visit at the birthing center. The genetic test results were completely normal. Thank God there was nothing genetically going on with the baby. The carrier tests, not so much. So they wanted to run some additional tests on me and told me to come back in for more blood work. Not gonna lie, I was extremely nervous, and really just curious more than anything on the severity of the situation and how it could possibly hinder my pregnancy or my labor and delivery options. So for right now, I'm going to conclude this pregnancy update video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned to the next video where I explain in detail the blood test results and what it means for baby and I going forward. See you soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe.